biggest headlines from the start of the week until today, Friday. That's how we round off the Morning Splash every week. Today's not going to be any different. We're going to be checking out the major stories, and I think you would easily know what the major stories this week have been. It would seem like there's one big one, but then there are others, and I'll try to quickly run through. You know, this is sort of like a continuation of yesterday's conversation in a lot of ways, because I do admit that yesterday we barely had time to scratch the surface. It's like I started and I was gone. So today, we're going to do all what we couldn't do yesterday, so help me God. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Charity Jerome, and yes, it's the 29th day of November 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, we're around 24 hours away, or a little over 24 hours away from the big December, 1st of December. Now, just to remind you that Splash FM, Lagelu FM, Father Christmas is going to be making appearances across the city on Sunday. Yes. He's already in town. If you're following us on social media platforms, you probably already caught a glimpse of him when he was working from office to office here at the White House, giving candy and sweets to staff members. On Sunday, he's going to be giving out gifts to the people of Ibadan. And we're going to be surprising you on the street. You could just see us on your way from church. You could just bump into us on the way, and, you know, Father Christmas might just have gifts for you. This is our way of letting you know that this year's Father Christmas Fun Fam party is going to be the bomb. We're not doing one location, we're doing 2 locations, and the gifts are just mind-blowing, especially for a time like this where people are complaining that Nigeria is hard, there's no money. The gifts that we've put together, even I am surprised. And all for what? 4,000 naira only per child. You do not want to be told about this. So I hope that you make plans, schools, families, groups, organizations. This is a good way, to start off the kids on Christmas. And I really hope that you take advantage of the Splash FM, Lagelu FM Father Christmas Fun Fair that's going to be going on at Iris Mall in Akpata, and the other one at Amuloko. Yes. Okay. Now that we're done with that, can we come back to this morning? The biggest story, of course, this week, I think you and I can easily agree, is the Port Harcourt refinery, and the exciting news when it first came to light that it was back on stream, and that the NNPCL had delivered the Port Harcourt refinery, and that it was now processing, refining products. I do remember that they used the word processing, and quite some people had, some trouble with, why use processing? Why not just go ahead and say refining? We're now refining. Why did you choose processing? But, well, the controversy that followed, I'm sure, is enough reason for us to see why that was. So just around 3 days ago, that news broke that the NNPCL had delivered the Port Harcourt refinery, and that it would start to truck out products. But soon after that, there were confusing reports as to what the real situation actually was, with some people insinuating that the NNPCL was not being exactly forthcoming with the truth. Yesterday, I told you about a group who had claimed that the entire Port Harcourt refinery announcement of being back on stream is a ruse. We went through that story. Today, we're going to hear from someone who calls himself a community stakeholder. He's the secretary of a particular union from the community in which the Port Harcourt refinery is located or situated. He had an interview with Dr. Ruben Abati and his colleagues yesterday on the morning show on Arise News. And his take on this whole issue was quite curious. And I say curious because I'm using my words carefully. I do not want to use a conclusive term. It's curious. It gets you to think about, what really is happening. So if you're live with us on Facebook, this is a good time for you to join Facebook. If you're live with us, we're going to be putting up that video for you. The guy was speaking from Port Harcourt. His name is Timothy Ngbere, and we're going to share that video with you on Facebook, Splash FM 1055 Live. Of course, I will be playing the audio version on the radio for those who can't be on Facebook. But I want you to pay very critical attention to the position or what this young man seems to be saying, because that's